to some of the other characters here.
Yeah.
We talked about Batman for a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about Batman for a little bit. So let's talk about Iron Man, the equivalent of Batman. All right, genius like Batman,
Genius.
billionaire like Batman, philanthropist. It was, I mean, you could use the whole genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. That's exactly what Iron Man is. That's exactly what Batman is. You know, they both use technology to overcome their limitations as human beings.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny with Iron Man. When he's Tony Stark, he seems a little bit more arrogant.
Well, that carries over to him being in the suit sometimes. Yeah, absolutely. That's just his personality. Now, I feel like they've done it more with the cinematic version than what they have done with the comics version. From everything I've ever read with Iron Man.
Sure.
He can be a little egotistical, but I don't think he's quite the narcissistic person in the comics that he is in the movies.
Sure. Okay.
Like,
so I don't know if it's probably not overcompensating, but maybe they exaggerated a little bit more in the movies than they do in the comics.
I think they did, but Robert Downey Jr. does such a good job of it that he carries it well. He does a good job of having that egotistical approach to things, and you find it amusing.
Yeah.
You know, most people that we probably run into that are egotistical or frustrated with, but with him, it's entertaining because he has just a really good way of doing it, and he can back up everything that he's talking about.
Yeah, he plays that character really well. Now it's funny, when I look at Batman, I don't think arrogant.
Not at all.
I don't think egotistical. Egotistical when it comes to maybe him being Batman versus being Bruce Wayne.
You know what? I don't feel like Batman's egotistical at all. Like I think when he's playing Bruce Wayne, he'll exude some egotistical tendencies because that's his costume that he's wearing. He's acting at that time.
Right. Okay.
From the Batman actual personality, he's not egotistical at all because that kind of conflicts with his approach towards whatever he's trying to do. You know, taking down an enemy or trying to form an alliance, working with diplomacy. He's not egotistical, really.
Okay. It's funny. I mean, you know, you have those superheroes where. Well, maybe I'm not so sure. Maybe you help me out with this, I guess. It seems like these superheroes, they don't make things about themselves. Like Iron Man, per se, even though he is egotistical and arrogant, he doesn't make it about himself. Like, he focuses on the problem at large.
He does. He does it while being egotistical towards himself. Like, he absolutely... He understands the bigger problem, and he will solve that bigger problem, but he's going to do it his way. And his way involves egotism.
I see.
It fuels it. Especially with the cinematic universe, it feels like it fuels his brain.
Sure.
Like it keeps him going on all cylinders. You know, it helps him think better. So.
Okay. Now, do you think Iron Man plays a role of the right-hand man as Batman plays the Superman?
Yes.
Does Iron Man play that?
Absolutely. Iron Man is also. They've been co-leaders before of the Avengers. I think in the original Avengers, Iron Man was the leader. I think, and then when Captain America, when they found him, and he eventually took on member status, they actually gave him founding member status, and him and Iron Man were co-leaders for a while, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, there's several times in history where Iron Man has led the Avengers, and he's good at it.
Yeah.
So it's not that he by any means is not an accomplished leader. He really is. He's just not.
No, I mean,
he's not inspiring like Captain America is.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a big difference. And
maybe
they don't respect Iron Man as much as they all respect Captain America. Maybe.
But Iron Man does have a lot of resources in which aids the Avengers.
Oh yeah.
Just like Batman does.
Batman's not really a leader. I don't think a leader at all for the Justice League.
But it's funny though.
He stays on the outer. You know, you got that inner circle, and he's kind of out here.
Yeah.
Doesn't ever get too close. He understands the need for the Justice League, but he doesn't like to too closely associate himself most of the time.
I think he likes his autonomy a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. He's very independent. He does his own thing, but he does it for the benefit of the group. You know, I think he does a great job. Like, his character does a great job of putting the group first when needed. Like, if push comes to shove, he's going to put the group first. Right. It's funny. I see that in. You watched the Justice League, right?
Yeah, when I was younger,
Yeah.
I watched a lot of the episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, but when I think it was the last 2 episodes where Darkseid he came back to Earth. It was.
This is the one where he actually, I think Batman dodges Darkseid.
Oh yeah, it's the beam.
Yeah, that's that's like impossible.
Yeah,
by the way,
yeah.
no one's supposed to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like, so I always thought it was interesting that Batman dodged. Like, I don't even know if Superman could dodge that. How did Batman do that?
Yeah.
That's
He did some crazy flips. That's what he did.
yeah, but that's still
Yeah, it's
those
yeah.
things are supposed to be impossible to dodge. I feel like that was. I'm a huge fan of Batman, but there are certain things that Batman is not capable of doing. And that was one of them.
That was impossible.
I thought I was
Come on,
like,
Batman.
okay, well, you know, whoever's writing this really likes Batman.
But he's
Yeah.
Batman.
He's
He can do whatever he wants. But the reason I brought that up
sorry,
was the situation because he was there for Superman. He helped him
yeah.
out. Like
Yep.
even putting his life at risk to help Superman out.
I think hopefully overall he understands that Superman is the best asset of the world. That's why you gotta always have his back, especially because I mean there's been plenty of times where they've used kryptonite and magic and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
to mess with Superman or weaken him, and
Sure.
that's where the others take up the slack. And that that can be a great storyline, but that's one of those things that feels frustrating when that's what's always has to happen.
Right.
Superman has to be weakened
Right.
for everyone else to truly be useful.
Sure.
You know, so it's like.
Okay, so we see a lot of connections between Iron Man and Batman. Now, was there a reason why you put Wonder Woman and the Hulk? Or was it when you were writing the list? So what you guys don't see is that there's a list that we have that Chris created. And we're going side by side. Superman, Captain America, Batman, Iron Man. And then next we have Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Well, at this part, the top 2 categories are the really ones that closely associate.
Okay.
And I might be wrong in saying this, but for the most part, I feel like really Wonder Woman and Thor are probably closer with, they have a closer association than the rest do. And honestly, probably the Hulk and Aquaman would be a better.
Is that right? I don't know too much about Aquaman.
You know what? Me neither, for the most part. There's the only thing we probably won't cover Aquaman that much, but one of the things, the image that they showed with Jason Momoa,
Oh, dude.
He looks awesome, but I don't know if they're gonna do the right kind of Aquaman. Like anyone who's watched Batman: The Brave and the Bold, the Aquaman in that show was really good. He was comedic, but it's very difficult to explain. Yeah, he had a mix of comedy and heroism in himself, and he was also often making mistakes within the show, but it all worked out in the end. It was really entertaining. Every time there was an episode with Aquaman, and it was a really good episode. And I kind of wish they would do more of that with Aquaman, but I think they're making it really dark, and that's not. We've seen that with Aquaman.
Yeah.
We've when he lost his hand and all that. We've seen the dark Aquaman to try to make him cooler, and it's not horrible, but.
But would you say he's like the ditzy superhero?
He is kind of ditzy in the show, but you know what? Me personally, I thought it was great. I loved every episode with him, and I thought he did a good. It was a good mix.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Wonder Woman. Was it Atlantis?
No. Wonder Woman
Where's it
is
come
Wonder Woman's a.
Not Atlantis. What is that place
She's
called?
her name's Diana. I know that.
She's an Amazonian woman.
Yeah, I don't know that much about Wonder Woman either. Not that I'm. She's awesome.
Rope of Truth.
Yeah, her lasso.
Lasso
I believe it is.
of
Yeah,
Truth, excuse me.
I think she had an invisible jet.
No, I always wondered how could she find it? Did she have like a special vision? Is
The
that
car
what it
keys. She has like a.
Is that what?
Yeah. So she's also got the bracelets that can stop bullets and stuff.
Was that made?
She's
for
a
bullets?
goddess.
Yeah, I wonder if that was made for bullets because in her time.
It's all projectiles, anything, arrows,
Anything.
anything that's thrown at her, she can.
So if there was like a metal rod,
Yeah,
that
she
was
can.
strong.
She can.
No, could she break it?
I don't think so. I think they're indestructible. I mean, I'm not entirely sure, but
But she's.
I've never
wicked
seen them
strong as well.
Yeah,
so.
she's really strong. She could hold her own against pretty much everybody else on that list.
Yeah. Anyway,
But she's a goddess.
she is.
She's a great role model for women. I mean, that's that's probably one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of Wonder Woman. I mean, like, yes, I'm not a woman, so I'm not. I know it sounds sexist, and I apologize for that. But
Astute observation, my friend.
Thank you. But I don't have as much of an interest. I have
Sure.
all these other male characters that
Yeah.
I can associate with better, so I always
Sure.
like them more. But she's awesome. She can really kick some butt. I've seen her do it.
Sure.
So
Now, would you say that there is a need for women characters or feminine characters to be portrayed
do you
so
mean-
that they could be role models for girls who watch a show or women in the comic industry and the
Well, I mean,
DC Marvel?
so we'll look at DC. We've got Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
She has the strong female role model thing down.
Her
She's-
modesty when she wears that.
She can yeah, but she can be pretty headstrong too. It
Yeah.
shows that she can be too dominant. All right, the same as like Lois Lane. Lois Lane is a great role model for girls and women. You know, she's headstrong too sometimes though. Like it feels like a lot of their overarching thing is they're strong, independent women, but sometimes they go a little too headstrong
Sure.
with something that they're trying to accomplish. You know, they get a little too caught up in it. From the Marvel aspect of it, you got Black Widow. I guess she's a bit more of the seductress type,
Sure.
you know, being sexy, all that. But she's a good role model too. But she has
Right.
like the girls would have to read up on her background and stuff to better understand her and everything.
So it sounds like there's a need for that.
I would say there would be a greater need for more dominant and like recognizable women within Marvel and DC. Because like Wonder Woman alone, pretty sure she beats Black Widow when it comes to being recognized by people.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna know Wonder Woman.
Sure.
Black Widow not as much.
Yeah.
So Marvel could probably use some more dominant female superheroes.
Okay.
Yes.
But she's a good character, you know.
Black Widow or
No,
Wonder Woman? Oh yeah,
She's a very
absolutely.
good character.
Like I said, she can go toe to toe with Superman. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how long she could go toe to toe, but she won't back down for him. I'll give her that.
Yeah. Are those the only strengths that she has?
She's a
Strength.
master warrior. She's trained with all kinds of weapons
well,
and
never mind.
stuff.
It's not just or that's it.
Yeah,
But she's got a lot. Okay.
I think she's probably pretty durable too. She can take
Yeah.
a beating. So let's hit up on the Hulk.
Yeah. Let's do it.
The Hulk is
Bruce Banner.
my second favorite
Is that
Avenger. Yes, because out of all the characters, he is probably the most flawed.
That's very true.
Just because, like, you could say Iron Man with being an alcoholic, but he can control that if he really wanted to in the end. Versus the Hulk, poor Bruce Banner has no control over this. Like, if someone really does something the wrong way, he can just lose it and destroy everything around him and destroy everybody he cares about. And he is the equivalent of the powerhouse that Superman is for
Sure.
Marvel. Like,
Sure.
I feel like they've actually watered him down a bit for the cinematic universe, because in the comics, we're talking the Hulk. If he gets going, there's no stopping him.
Yeah.
He gets bigger and stronger, and he's a very simple character. He's I think Stan Lee said, he was just inspired by Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and that's what his character is. And I mean, it's a simplistic character, but for something that's so simple, you can also really just dig into why Bruce Banner is the way he is, the anger and
Sure.
trying to control it. I think he's a really fun character that you can do some crazy stuff with, and
Yeah.
he can have some really great fights with anybody on this list.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, oh, yeah. It's funny. There was I think I watched. It was a cartoon, a little short movie. I think it was a Hulk versus Thor.
Thor and Hulk versus Wolverine.
Yeah.
It's classics. Absolutely, yes. That was. I say that's pretty accurate too. Now, being a Hulk fanboy, I'm gonna side with the Hulk every time when it comes to fighting Thor. But a fight between them it's gonna be a really brutal fight.
Oh yeah.
And I always felt that Thor would have to put away the Hulk early to win the fight. Otherwise,
absolutely.
the
He's
Hulk's
gotta-
gonna
Yeah.
eventually just get so big and strong you can't stop him.
Yeah. Okay. But it's funny. I liked Edward Norton's Hulk movie.
Yeah, that one was decent. I felt it was
Significantly
decent.
better. Was it Eric Bana?
Yes, the Eric Bana one was not very good. Not very
Maybe
good
there
at
were
all.
fans, but I prefer Edward Norton over
Eric Bana. Yeah, but what about Mark Ruffalo? Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan when I watched the movie. I wasn't a big fan.
How about this? This is how I'm going to do it. I'm giving him this next Avengers movie
Okay.
because I don't feel like he had enough screen presence in the first one to really kind
Sure.
of seal the deal on whether he was a great Bruce Banner. After this one, I think we'll have a better understanding. How does that sound? Does that sound
it's
fair?
fine.
to
I mean,
say
it's
for him?
fair, but I think Mark Ruffalo plays this rom-com kind of guy.
Yeah, he does.
You know,
Yeah.
can't get. I mean, I guess that's just the way I view him. I don't know who would be a good Hulk.
Who would be a good Bruce Banner?
Yeah. Yeah, not a
But
Hulk, but
that would be a. I don't think I could give any decent suggestions
Yeah.
at this time. That's something I'd really want to think about because Edward Norton was good.
Yeah.
I felt he did a
think
good
he did a
job.
really
And
good job.
Mark Ruffalo, I'm still a little indifferent to. I'm gonna
Definitely
give this next
better
one
than
Eric
Eric
Bana. Yeah, I didn't like the Eric Bana anything at all with that whole movie.